Okay.
Sorry, I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit. There. So we're going to work with golden thread breath again this evening, which we practiced last week. But before we start, I think it's worth kind of reminding yourself of the three-part breathing. So that a couple of weeks ago we were working, breathing, feeling expansion in the abdomen, diaphragm, and the chest on the inhale, and then we release chest, diaphragm, belly. So when we're doing the golden thread breath, we're doing a bit of that as well. So we're taking deep yogic breaths, but just sending the air out of our mouth and drawing it back into our mouth, okay? All right, so to set up for golden thread breath, just resting your hands comfortably in your lap, and then allowing your lips just to come together with a slight part in the middle. So just a gentle pursing of the lips. Relaxing your tongue in your mouth. We're going to exhale and inhale through your mouth, imagining it's sort of along the golden thread. So take a few breaths this way. Nice long exhale. Using the attention on the breath to arrive into the practice. Taking a couple more breaths. All right, just allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. You can move a little bit if you want. Open your eyes when you're ready. Okay, and then we'll move right into opening up into the upper body. Okay, so bring the hands together, interlace your fingers, press the palms away. Good. Lovely. Soft bend in the elbow, inhale up, and then on the exhale, move right into your lateral bend. Good. Inhale up, moving through the other side. Nice bend there. Back up. And then exhale, release the arms down. Good. Keeping the arms out to the side, palms facing forward. We'll move straight into a twist. All right, so twisting left to start, long through the spine. Good, and then moving across to the right. So bringing the left hand across to the right thigh and twist. Okay, and then coming back to the center. Lovely. Let's do a couple of spinal extensions and flexions. So starting by moving forward, only through the spine, lifting up to the chest. So tiny back bend here, and then rounding back. Chin towards your chest. Okay, a couple more. Inhale forward and exhale back. Lovely. All right, and then coming up to full height again. Let's move into single lateral bends now. So one hand down, one arm stretches. Lovely. If you want to add a little bit of a twist and a lift through the chest there, just rotating the chest up slightly. Good, and then circle the arm back down. Move to the other side. Opposite arm comes up. Again, if you want to add your twist with a tiny lift through the chest, feel free. And then exhale, circle the arms back down. Okay, lovely. Moving around towards the hands and knees now. Okay, so let's take the next sort of 5 to 10 breaths to just move freely. So again, you're starting with your intuitive movement. You can close your eyes, starting on your hands and knees because it's easiest, but feel free to gravitate away from that. Just responding to what your body needs. And paying attention to the breath as you move. And it could be, you can be doing a free flow if that feels nice, but if you find somewhere where you want to stay, you can hold in stillness as well. Okay, a couple more breaths. Starting to move back towards your tabletop. Okay. And then taking a moment there to sort of settle back in. All right, lovely. We're going to start with a vinyasa. So curling the toes under, and you've always got the option of taking a child's pose instead of downward dog if you want, or even a puppy pose if you'd like. So it's checking that your hands are spread, or fingers are spread wide. Rising up into your downward dog. We'll take a couple of breaths here to move, release any tension through the legs. You can pedal the feet if you'd like. Okay, and then settling into stillness for a breath or two. All right, and then we'll come up through the vinyasa, so lifting the heels up, looking between the hands, start to move the body forward towards your plank. From here, lower down, knees, chest and chin, and then right back up either into your sphinx in your forearms, cobra, hands in your arms, shoulders rather. Or if you want to come up into up dog, bring the hands even a little bit further back, and then press into the feet and rise. Lifting from the back of the navel, shoulder blades. Okay, and we'll lower down on the next breath. Coming back to tabletop, and we'll rise right back up into downward dog. So the idea here is that you flow with your breath. So one breath downward dog, one breath through your chaturanga, the knees, chest, chin. One breath in up dog or whatever pose you choose, and then one breath back to downward dog, which obviously is quite quick. We can work towards that. All right, let's come down onto hands and knees again. All right, so let's move down towards puppy pose now. Nice stretch from the upper body. Keeping the hips high, start to work the arms out, keeping a bend in the elbow if you want, or you fully extend the arms. Bringing the forehead down towards the floor. All right, lifting the head first, rising from the shoulders, and then walking the hands in. So back to tabletop. All right, while we're here, we'll come into our puppy twist. Okay, so bringing the right hand to the midline of the body, palm facing up. And then slide the arm underneath your left arm, lowering the shoulder and the ear down towards the floor. We'll take a couple of breaths here, using the left arm to support. Yeah, that looks good. All right, slowly rising back up. Good, we'll do the other side. Left hand in the middle, palm facing up. Slide the arm underneath. And moving into the chest, supporting yourself with the right arm. And just checking there's space between your shoulder and your ear. All right, and then let's slowly rise back up. Coming back up onto hands and knees. Lovely. Okay, let's move into a low lunge. So drawing one foot forward between the hands. So finding your comfortable low lunge. Hands on the floor. Lovely. Lift up to the pelvic floor, rise up through the upper body. Okay, good. Hands together in front of the heart, resting in Anjali Mudra. Take a breath. Inhale, extend the arms up overhead if you like. Okay, and then taking the arm that corresponds with your back leg, sweeping it back so you can rest your hand on the back thigh, and then drawing the top arm back a bit. This is where we can explore into that back bend shape that we were doing with Cobra, sorry, not Cobra, with camel pose last week. So engaging the lower abdominals, lifting up through the chest. Okay, and on your next exhale, circle the arms forward back to the floor. And then swing that front leg back around to tabletop. All right, so from here you've got two options. You can either take a child's pose or you can go through a vinyasa. Okay, so whichever one you'd like to do. I can't tell what you're doing, so I'll show you the vinyasa in case you'd like to see it. So if you want to do vinyasa, rising up into down dog, taking a breath. On the next breath, transition forward, lifting the heels, look towards the hands, or down. Rising back up. For a breath, exhale, and then transition back to downward dog. Well done, good. All right, so we're going to move to low lunge on the other side. From downward dog, you can lower down onto knees or do a big step through. From child's pose, rising up, and then setting up your low lunge. From here, lifting up again through the pelvic floor, rising up through the upper body. Hands together in front of the heart. Well done. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. All right, and if you want to do the back bend, sweeping the hand back, resting in the back of the thigh. All right, and then before we draw this top arm back, finding that shape through your back bend. So again, engaging the lower abdominals, lifting up through the chest, drawing the arm back. Good. All right, and then circle the arms forward on the next breath. Hands to the floor. All right, we'll move right back. This time, let's all take a child's pose. Make yourself comfortable there, taking a few breaths. Let's slowly rise from child's pose. And then make your way up to standing, however you feel most comfortable. Adjust. Okay. So finding your mountain, taking a couple of breaths. Connecting to the ground through your feet. Being aware of the pelvis, rising up to the spine. All right. Good. We're going to take a big step back. Setting up with warrior legs to start. Okay. Now we're going to move into high lunge. All right, so lifting the back heel and then rotate the foot around so you can root down to the ball of the foot. Front knee stays bent. Good, and the chest and gaze is sort of looking forward in the direction of your knee. Okay, hands together in front of the heart. And then if you'd like to, you can reach the arms out from the shoulders, fully extending the arms, maybe squeezing the shoulder blades slightly. Lovely, strong pose. Good, gather the hands back in front of the heart. Exhale, release them down, and then a big step forward. Good, okay, let's move into that a little bit. All right, settling back into mountain pose. Breath or two there. Okay, and sending the other leg back. Setting up with warrior legs. Good. And then when you're ready, lifting up that back heel, rotating the foot around, reaching through the ball of the foot. Remember, sending energy down through the heels, but it's not touching the floor, but it activates the muscles of the legs. When you're ready, hands in front of the heart. Couple breaths here. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead, and exhale down to shoulder height. Good. Again, if you want, you can squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit. And then when you're ready, drawing the hands back together. All right, releasing the arms down, big step forward. Excellent, and then let's move into that a little bit again. Okay. All right, so we're gonna work towards a squat. So quite often we do a half squat or we do a goddess pose, but I'd like to work toward a full malasana. So before we do that, it could be useful to have a blanket, or if you're on a mat, you can roll it up a little bit, but just roll it up and put it behind your heels, okay? Because it just depends. Your feet might stay planted, or as you go down, you might find that your heels lift, and if they do, then you can just rest them on the blanket and reset. It's a bit more steady. Okay. All right. Okay, so feet are about a little bit wider than your hips. Point the toes out. Start to send your knees out. Okay. We're sinking the pelvis down, so we're leading with the pelvis in this pose. Okay, so here we are in half squat. So we're settling in. Okay, and then again, you might have to adjust your feet a little bit, because what we want to do is make sure we're taking care of the knees and that we've got enough mobility to start letting the pelvis sink down a little bit further. Okay, so you're letting it sink down towards the floor, and as it gets down, then you start to kind of naturally move forward. So if you're finding that your ankles are sort of rolling in, or your heels are lifted, that's where you can use your blanket. It just gives you a little bit of a lift. Okay, so just putting it right underneath your heels. Okay, so elbows come to the inside of the knees. Put the hands together. And it really is up to you how sort of deeply you draw your hands down, because as you do that, they sort of press the knees away, and that's a deeper stretch of the hips. So just gauging how you're feeling it. Along through the spine. We're going to hold this for about 4 more breaths. You can work with the pelvic floor if you'd like. All right, well done. Okay, so we'll release the arms first, and then we're going to rise up through a forward bend. Okay, so really rooting down through the feet, using your power in your legs, in your core, to slowly lift the hips, and then rise back up to stand. Well done. Okay, and then, shake it out. Well done. All right, we're going to move down onto the floor now. Okay, so nice soft forward bend, keeping the knees soft. Swing the arms up, exhale, hold forward. All right, let's make our way down onto our knees. We take a quick gate pose, so staying upright on the knees, keeping them about hip width apart. And if you want, you can use your blanket for support here. Okay, so extending the right leg out first. And rest the right hand on the top of the outer thigh. Okay, and then start to slide the hand down the leg. So only going as far as you can without sending that hip back. All right, so it might not be very far, and that's all right. Just take care not to press into the side of the knee joint. And when you're ready, the other arm can swing up and over. All right, good. Circle the arm back down. And then bring up the left hand all the way down to the floor, resting on fingertips or palms, and then extending through the right arm. Big long stretch in the side body there. All right, and then exhale. Circle the arm back down to your side, and I'll rise back up. Good. All right, let's switch sides. Excellent, good. So finding that comfortable position there, then resting your hand on the other thigh. Slide the hand down, and then the arm rises last. All right, on your next natural exhale, circle the top arm back down, reaching all the way down to the floor. Okay, good, and then the left arm sweeps up and over, finding length through the body there. and then exhale, circle the hand back down to your side, and we'll rise up. Good. Okay, so from here, let's move down onto the sit bones. Extend the legs out in front. Move into that a little bit, keeping everything nice and soft. We're gonna do well, you've got a choice actually, so you can flow into and out of a forward bend, or if you want to just move into it and hold it for 5 breaths, you can do that as well. So if you want to flow, just gliding the hands down the legs and then back up through the forward bend. If you want to go fully into it, reaching up overhead, and then just do a big fold forward, holding for 5 breaths. All right, so whatever suits you best tonight. Staying mindful of the breath. All right. On the next inhale, slowly rising up. Excellent. And then we'll make our way to constructive rest. All right, so lying back, knees bent. Settling here for a moment. And then if you want to, gather the knees into the chest. Allowing the shoulders to relax fully. All right, and then on the next exhale, releasing the feet down to the floor. Okay, then if you'd like, moving into the simple twist, allowing the knees just to move down to one side, shoulders on the floor. Nice deep breaths here. And coming back to those yogic breaths. Moving the knees over to the other side. All right, and then the knees come back up to the center. All right, from here you can move straight into Shavasana if you'd like, or add any layers or props that you might like. We've got the next few minutes to rest. So making any final adjustments to your clothing or props, settling in for the next few minutes, allowing the body time to rest and renew itself. Using the soft, slow breaths to downshift the nervous system. Preparing the body and the mind for sleep. Practicing with detached awareness, either a body scan to the different areas of the body, or just a general awareness, your physical presence. Also your energetic state. Noticing with detached awareness any sensations happening within the body. Now becoming aware where your body meets the ground. Feeling connection. Maybe imagining roots spreading from all the connection points of your body into the ground. Connecting you with the earth, providing pathways to draw from its energy. And sensing the space above and around the body. Imagining the expanse of the sky. Sensing your body within that space. And then coming back to the breath. Waves of breath passing through the body. Taking a couple of deep breaths. And start to move a bit if you'd like. And then take your time to make your way back up to a seated position. All right. So, do you know, why don't we finish with the sort of resting our eyes tonight? So rubbing the hands together. And just gently resting the eyes with your hands covering them. And taking a big deep breath in and out. And you can draw your hands together, resting them down in front of your heart. Thank you. All right.